Okay, so here we are. We're gonna put our substrate and our grains. We're gonna mix them up together. Substrate's obviously your coco coir, and got our grain jars here. We're gonna mix these at a 1-to-1 ratio. So these bigger tubs, which are about 15 quarts, I put 2 quarts of grains, 2 quart jars of coco coir in there. Mix them all up. You're gonna level it out, tamp it down just a little bit. Not hard, just a little bit. Make it even, and then we're gonna put another 1/2 of like whatever the ratio is on here. So right now I got 2 jars of coco coir. Gonna put 2 jars of grains in there, mix it up thoroughly, layer it down, and then put 1 jar of coco coir on top. Spread it out as a substrate. If it's a little bit thin, you can put a little bit more. I like to put my coco coir in the tubs beforehand. Sometimes it's a little bit warm because your ice chest keeps it warm. Just let it sit there for a couple minutes, cool down. Should be cool to touch. So these things should be just under fill capacity. So if you're squeezing it, it should just be falling out of your hand until you like really clamp down, and then it should just be a little bit of water coming out. All right, so it's pretty much just damp, but if you squeeze it, you should be able to get a little bit of water. So I'm gonna mix this up, and then I'll show you guys what we're doing next. Okay, so I have my 2 jars of coco coir in there. Got my 2 jars of grain in there. You can use your hands, it's fine. Just make sure you wash them beforehand. Sometimes you're dumping them out inside there, they get stuck in there. I have a regular butter knife. I've already washed it. I just stick it up inside the jar, kind of break it up a little bit, and then it pours out easier. So we're gonna mix this up real good. Okay, so it's mixed up. It's got it leveled out. Every once in a while, you can just take it like this. Just kind of level it out a little bit more at the end. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our other 1 jar worth of coco coir, put it on top, and we're just gonna cover it. So cover everything real good. I'll probably cut out, just make sure I cover it evenly with both hands. I'm actually looking at the substrate and stuff instead of just looking at my phone screen, but you're gonna wanna cover it real good. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got it covered. I got it leveled out again. Press down just lightly, not too hard. What we're gonna do is we're gonna mist it with water. If you don't have a mister, you can just use this little spray bottle. I have this little HDX mister from Home Depot. It holds about a 1/2 gallon, and you pump it up, and then that way you're not sitting there pumping the sprayer the whole time. So we're gonna spray it down probably for about 30-45 seconds. And what we're gonna want is like water beads on the surface. So I know usually you don't spray the substrate when you're doing tubs, but this way you do. So you get on the sides, get it on the top. So, all right. So now it's all sprayed down. You can kind of see that little, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's nice and moist, all right? There's very small beads of water on the surface. You don't want puddles though. So once that's done, put the lid on, leave the lid on. Until the mushroom's are ready to harvest, don't open the damn thing, unless like you're like looking at it from the side and you can see that it's visibly dry. Then you can open it up, mist it a little bit, but you shouldn't have to. You're gonna put the lid on, leave the lid on, do not touch it. Okay, so when you're done, you can just stack them, I don't know, 3 or 4 tall, whatever, save a little bit of room. I usually spread mine out on our guest bed, but it is what it is. So you can kind of see on this one, it wasn't exactly level. So when it's not exactly level, it seems like the field of mushrooms doesn't grow level, and it's harder to harvest. So, but that's how they should be looking. You should have like condensation already building up inside the walls. You want to keep these sealed because it's a good microclimate. The ones I use are Sterilite 15 quart clear view latch. So I like these ones because the lids are clear. So after a couple of days, it won't be so foggy in here, but you'll be able to see like the mycelium start popping up when it starts going through the substrate from the top. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. So you're gonna let them sit there for probably about 2 weeks, and then might start seeing pins after like 2 weeks, and about a week later, you should have them ready to harvest. So if you get the Sterilite 6-quart tubs, which I also use sometimes, that's totally fine too, but just use 1 quart of grains and 1 quart of substrate and a half quart of substrate for the casing layer on top. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it.